Welcome, folks, to Take a Mental Minute, brand new podcast brought to all of us by Beyond Health in Baltimore, an amazing place helping folks with everything they need day to day, because we all, I think, can agree we have some mental health issues to deal with in our lives. Ciera Armwood is appropriately our very first guest here. This is her baby, okay? She's the founder and CEO of Beyond Health. Ciera, thank you for A, doing this, B, letting me be a part of this. I know the folks watching and listening are going to learn so much from your podcast. How are you?
I'm great. Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Before we get sort of dive into this, and our topic this month is going to be mental health for mothers, the most important folks in all of our lives. Before we get there, though, for starters, Beyond Health, what is that all about?
So Beyond Health is an outpatient mental health clinic that is located in downtown Baltimore. We have services for substance abuse treatment. We have PRP services for adults and children. We have outpatient medication management, housing, you name it.
How did you start this?
So Beyond Health is my baby. I developed Beyond Health during a really bad time in my life. My significant other had passed away from gun violence from his best friend that was going through a mental health breakdown at the moment. So Beyond Health was already in the works, but that's what made me realize that a lot of people in Baltimore City just need, someone to talk to, someone to be able to solve their mental health problems or talk about the life traumas that they've had so they can be, a little bit better in life. So that's how it actually started. And then now that I'm in the field, I developed a love for the most vulnerable population, I believe, which is the LGBTQ community. So we focus a lot on individualizing that community and making sure that they are always safe when they're with us and that at the end of the day, they're getting their mental health needs.
How long ago did you start this?
This September will be 5 years.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry for what you've been through, and what does it mean to you to help folks be better vis-a-vis what you went through and probably a lot of folks go through daily?
Yes, it means a lot to me. We also have a 5-year-old child, and I think that every day when I come to work or when I think about developing Beyond Health to make it bigger for the whole city to see beyond, I think about my child to know that she will eventually grow up in this world, in this city, and I think that if we start now with helping the minds of the individuals in Baltimore City, that my daughter will grow up in a better community.
Is she your why?
She's my why.
Okay.
She's my everything.
You're a mom.
Yes.
This episode is going to be dedicated to moms and how moms can sort of learn from you all and you can help them. Absolutely. Moms, which are so important with their mental health. This podcast, not just this episode, big picture. Mm-hmm. What do you want to do with this? What do you hope folks take away?
I hope folks know that mental health is not a bad thing. A lot of people say, mental health or psychiatric help is, no, not me. But it's not a bad thing. A lot of people, like you said, day to day need help with suppressing the inner thoughts that are in their mind by talking to a professional or getting some type of treatment, medication, if that is what you need. But it's okay. So I just want the world to know that mental health is not a bad thing.
It sounds scary. And listen, I, like everybody, we have our things that we deal with every day. Mm-hmm. But then I'll hear somebody, whether it be a friend or somebody famous on TV, say, right. When I was speaking to my therapist, I think to myself, if they can do it, maybe I should be doing this. But you're right. There is this sort of stigma with mental health that I know that you all take great pride in letting folks know it shouldn't be that way.
No. It shouldn't be that way at all. Everybody should be able to have someone to talk to. And for me, in the beginning, I did not have a therapist. And I felt like, okay, I have a great group of girlfriends, a great group of family members that I can always go and talk to. But you still need another person that's going to really talk to you and give it to you professionally, what you need to move on from a lot of things in life. We hold on to stuff or we think we're okay. And no.
You talked about your why. What's it mean to you to be a mom?
It means everything to me to be a mom. I actually started off later in life being a mom. I was 31 when I had my child. And so I was very nervous. I was very scared. I went through all the postpartum depression and everything that I did not know was a thing, which I wish that someone would have told me that it was a lot to deliver a baby. And then now to live, as a single mom, it's really not a good feeling, but, I get through it every day because I make sure that I put my mental health first, self-care, and then being a mom so that I can be an all-around good person and a good spirit and everything when I am in my child's presence.
I don't say this lightly. I think mom's the most important gig in the whole world, in the history of people.
And it's hard.
It's the most important gig.
It's very hard.
I wouldn't know how hard it is. I know how amazing they are because I had for 50 years of my life, my mom was my best friend.
Right.
And vice versa. And she was a single mom. She did so many amazing things for me. Really, I was her why.
Okay.
I was her why, no doubt about it. And no college degree, no business degree, single mom, accomplished amazing things for me and us that I just have the utmost respect for every mother out there watching or listening, including yourself. This first episode, we're dedicating sort of to mom's mental health.
Right.
Why is that so important to you? I know you're a mom. You want to help folks like you. What about that rings true to you?
So I know as a mom, we are challenged every day with different things that happen from the minute we wake up. I think that, yes, like you said, it's the most important job, and it is a job because the minute that I wake up and my feet hit the ground, I have to be a mom. She's calling me because she's hungry, or I have to get her ready for school, or, all of the things that make her be great and better than, I was. So being a mom is everything to me. It is. It's very challenging, but like I said, every day I just wake up and I keep pushing to know that I have to make sure that she has a great life.
Thank you for that. On that note, we're going to take a break. Amanda Watkins, who is on your team, she's a psychotherapist. We're going to sort of take a deeper dive into motherhood, mental health for mothers, and so forth. This is Take a Mental Minute podcast brought to you by Beyond Health. We will be back right after this.
Beyond Health provides our LGBTQIA community a safe, accepting place of recovery for substance abuse, mental health issues, and assistance with stable housing. Beyond Health serves those in our community who wish to beat the expectations and fulfill their dreams.
Are you ready to unlock your true potential? At the Buse Foundation, we're passionate about empowering women and teenage girls on their mental health journey. We create safe spaces for our clients to grow, heal, and thrive. Through individual therapy, mother-daughter family sessions, and inspiring workshops, we're here to help you become your best self. Take the first step toward transformation at busefoundation.org.
Beyond Health is an accepting place for healing and discovery for those navigating life's challenges.
And we also specialize in the LGBTQ community when it comes to mental health, substance abuse, and also PRP services.
Beat the expectations and fulfill your dreams together.
They were right there. They walked me through the whole process.
Beyond Health is here for those that feel marginalized.
I would say do not wait. Don't hesitate. Call now.
Beyond Health, PRP.com.
Welcome back to Take a Mental Minute, brought to you by Beyond Health. What an exciting venture this is. Hopefully impactful for all of you watching and listening at home. Ciera Armwood, as you heard in our last segment, founder of this amazing place that helps so many people 24/7 in reality. Joined now by Amanda Watkins, a psychotherapist on the team there at Beyond Health. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
When we were dedicating this episode to moms and the health of mothers, Ciera's a mom. You're a mom.
Yes.
I'm not a mom, but I had a mom, and she was the most amazing person in my life. So I'm all in when it comes to motherhood. What does this episode mean to you? What do you hope folks take away from learning about maternal mental health?
Yeah, such an important topic. I think it's not spoken about enough. So I think just us having this conversation is super important because it takes that stigma out of it. Mm-hmm. We're having discussions, like you mentioned earlier, it's the most important job in the world. And so to do it in a healthy way is super important.
Ciera, you mentioned in the first segment about postpartum depression.
Yes.
What, if you care to share, what was that like for you? What do you hope folks learn about that?
Yes. All I could remember is that my mind was racing all the time. I used to always think I was going to leave my baby in the car. I used to always say, I'm going to forget about her. Like, I've been in this world for 31 years by myself. How would I make sure that I remember to change my baby's diaper? And then when she actually came and she started looking at me and things of that nature, I was getting nervous. I said, how can I be someone's mom? Like, this is crazy. There's no way. And to even dive a little deeper, one time I was like going to throw her out the window one time. And I kept on saying, no, I can't do that. I'm going to go to jail. But then when I really sat down and talked to someone about it, they said, oh, you're going through postpartum. I said, really? I thought I just didn't like my baby. And I waited 9 months to meet her. Why don't I like her? And so once I realized that, like I said, someone told me and I started researching it more. And I seen that a lot of women suffer from postpartum. And it's very scary. It's very, you wait so long to meet this little person and then you see them and you're like, oh no, but then you're mad at yourself for even thinking like that for someone that you love. So I know for my situation, I had a lot of support around me, so I didn't actually throw her out the window, of course. But a lot of mothers would probably go further and do things, and it's only because no one really speaks about it, like Amanda says, and seeks help or therapy to make sure that you're a perfect mom.
Amanda, how do you help folks with this, mothers with this?
Yeah, and to piggyback off Ciera, up to 80% of new moms will experience some form of postpartum depression. That could look like baby blues, which is more mild, or it can look like full postpartum depression where you are having thoughts of harming yourself or the baby, you're feeling hopeless. So I think, identifying that, saying, hey, which Ciera was so brave to do, to say, look, this is bothering me. I don't want to have these thoughts. And then she had great supports around her. Not every mother is that lucky. There's a lot of stigma around you're supposed to have this baby, you're supposed to have this natural connection right away out of the womb, and it's going to be rainbows and butterflies, and forget thinking about harming the baby.
Yes.
Like, no one talks about this stuff, but this is very, very, very relevant. And the number one cause of death in new moms is suicide. Yeah, suicide and overdose. So this is something that's very prevalent in the community with moms, new moms in particular, and it needs to be spoken about. So we have those discussions.
Amanda, you mentioned this sort of relationship, and that takes, I imagine, I'm a father, but that takes work. It doesn't just, sort of like a marriage, they talk about it takes some work.
Yes.
It doesn't just happen perfectly. Nothing's perfect. How do you help folks? What pride do you take in helping moms sort of build relationships with their sons or daughters so that's just a healthier relationship moving forward?
Well, at Beyond Health, we offer family therapy. We offer Amanda is an amazing therapist for children and family therapy. So we make sure that we always, I know from sessions, our personal sessions, not her actually being my therapist, but she always makes sure that she knows the whole family. So it's like it's a well-oiled machine when she's finished talking to them, I believe. So that we just make sure that not only the person that's coming to Beyond Health to be seen that actually like reached out, we always make sure that, okay, well, how's your mom? How's your dad? Do they need services as well? We make sure that it's like a all-around machine.
Amanda, this notion of somebody raising their children while sort of raising or making sure they're okay. I think regardless whether it's mother and child or somebody in a relationship, sometimes folks can be so worried about the other one that they forget to take care of themselves, which harms probably everybody.
Yeah.
A, do you see this? And B, how do you help folks with that notion?
She tells me that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, self-care, self-care, self-care. I talk about that a lot. We cannot pour from an empty cup. You get on a plane, the first thing they say is put your mask on first, then put the mask of somebody next to you if they need assistance. So I think it's so important that we have a balanced lifestyle. So that we at Beyond, we talk a lot about mind, body, and soul. So having that balance, making sure you're pouring into yourself, and your children will see that. They will feel that. The energy will reflect that, and you will have happier, healthier children as well.
Go ahead.
One thing, just to piggyback on, and then for Beyond Health as a whole, as a team, we have a lot of moms that work with us, and we do one day, a mental health day that they get to take off and still get paid for it. So we make sure that, did you take your mental health day this month? We make sure that no one gets burnt out. Because like I said, being a mom is a very challenging job. And then working at Beyond Health can be challenging as well, because we are faced with a lot of challenges that walk through our door every day, even though we know how to handle them. But we always need that break sometimes so that we won't get too overwhelmed. And me and Amanda take pride in making sure that our staff know that you have that one mental health day that you could take off and be paid and not worry about it.
For those of you scoring at home, Mother's Day is May 11th. Okay? Make sure you're on top of those things. This is the Take a Mental Minute podcast brought to you by Beyond Health. On that note, what Ciera said, balancing a career and a profession while raising a child is not for the faint of heart, I imagine. I think for guys, we think whatever. She's working barking and we don't really have to deal with that.
Yeah.
What is that like? What are you hearing and helping folks with?
Yeah, so we do. I mean, Ciera is an amazing CEO. She's a mother, so it starts there. But I think employers do need to do better with that. They do need to understand that, how we are at home in our home life and our balance with work. All of that plays a part. And so we at Beyond, we make sure that in addition to the mental health days, that we are keeping those open door policies, and that if staff is having a hard time, they have a safe space to discuss that. If we have new moms who might be breastfeeding, they have safe spaces to do that. I mean, really just try to support moms in at Beyond.
I see a talking point here. Does motherhood ever get easier? What are your thoughts on that? It's the best gig in the world, most important gig in the world, might be the toughest gig in the world. Does it, with your help, do you find folks that it does get sort of easier or at least less challenging?
I don't know. I've only been a mom for a short 5 years, but I believe that the resources that we offer definitely helps with making it easier. I don't think that, like I said, it's hard. I don't know, and it's hard actually being a single mom as well, so I don't know for a fact yet if it gets easier. It definitely got better for me. Like, she's my little best friend. When she was born, like I said, I was going through postpartum, so at the time I didn't think that it was going to ever get better. But as she grew, I started to okay, we can do this together. And then we lost her dad, so that was another thing that the last 3.5 years we are both like, oh my God, what is going on? So I think that just having a lot of resources on how to deal with everyday things doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect or the resources are going to actually make everything go away. But as long as you have those resources and just take it one day at a time, especially let her know that we're besties, so we're in this together.
Besties, nothing better than that.
Yep.
Ciera mentioned postpartum depression, which I'm not an expert, but I'm assuming that is more of a mental struggle or a mental issue. Physically, moms become different people after having babies.
Absolutely.
In a wonderful way.
Yeah.
But I imagine you help folks with that transition as well. Guys don't have to worry about these things. We're incredibly lucky. When I've got 2 daughters, nothing changed with me. Okay, but my wife, I imagine it changed before the baby, and then as folks mature and age after having children, things change. How do you help folks with maybe that physical part that may accompany either postpartum or not moving forward?
Sure, yeah. So we do a lot of work with body gratitude. So kind of leaning into the body and being grateful, being less aesthetic, right? We focus a lot on looks. It's a societal thing, right? Looks. We know the body changes after you have a baby. So we focus more on function. How is your body functioning? How do you feel? Are you getting out? Are you walking? Instead of looking at a number on a scale, how do you feel? And I think that's been really beneficial for a lot of new moms. The expectations, also, I will just say this, kind of normalizing the fact that you're not always going to love your body, right? If we get a pimple on our face, we don't say, well, we're going to love our pimple. No, we don't necessarily love that, right? We accept it, right? And as our body changes, I try to teach new moms to just kind of lean into it. You don't have to love it, right? Not all the time, but normalizing the fact that that's okay and to be okay with it. Yeah.
Ciera, you talked about being a single mom due to horrific circumstances.
Yes.
My mom was a single mom. For moms out there that, whether they're single moms or in this case not, and there's a husband at home, trying to help mothers balance A, being a wife, B, maybe getting the husband to take on whatever role is appropriate, or I'm going to say it, more of a role if that's not there, that dynamic. Let's assume postpartum, hopefully that with your all's help, maybe is not as prevalent as it may have been. Physically, everybody's doing great, knock on wood, but then that sort of balance of family and wife and husbands and where those roles should or may not be defined, how do you help folks with that?
So I think that would be a good question for Amanda because she has one. I don't.
Yeah.
But I know that when I had my child, it was planned. We were together. So I imagined this whole life together with us three. And it didn't go that way. So that's another reason why mental health is very important because that wasn't my case. So Amanda can talk more about that. And tell me so when I do get my new
Exactly. When she gets her new boo, what does she need to know? What does he need to know?
Tell me what he needs to do.
Yeah. So each family is unique, right? So each family has their dynamics. I mean, I think putting Nori at the center, which I know you will, and making it so that she is comfortable with the changes, right? Because change is very difficult for children. It's difficult for adults. But for children, learning and maneuvering what works for her and what doesn't, make sure she always feels like she has a voice, that she has a safe space. She can trust you to come to you if she has concerns or issues. So yeah, just creating that for her.
And that would be in a family dynamic. So it would be both of us, basically. So not just one person. It's always better to have two. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. And that when I do get my new boo, he knows that we're going to be on the same page to make everything work.
I'm not breaking any news here. You know how remarkable this one is right here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's amazing, literally.
You're not unlike my mom. Single mom, did it all on her own, and I was the benefit. For moms out there, I'll ask both of you that wonder to themselves, am I a good mom? Or am I a good enough mom? Or I hope I'm a great mom, but am I? How do you help folks with those questions that they may have?
Yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect mother. And again, those societal norms, we see social media, right? And we see 2 seconds of someone's life and we say, wow, these people are perfect. And I'm over here making chicken nuggets and they have this 5-course meal at their house that they made from scratch with their kid. It's not realistic. So just knowing that you are, as long as you're doing the best that you can do, right? And all of us are just trying to do the best that we can do. Give yourself grace. You're doing the best job you can. And so I just try to reinforce that with moms that, you know, give yourself some credit. Give yourself a pat on the back. Appreciate the work you're doing because it's the most important work you're going to ever do.
Yeah, she tells me that every day.
Yeah.
Give yourself grace.
Yes.
And I say, okay, Amanda, but you're right, because it's hard, but I know that I'm doing a great job because my daughter tells me, I love you, Mommy, and it just melts my heart. So I say, okay, well, I'm doing something right. Even though I get overwhelmed a lot, and I go to where Amanda comes to my office and we sit on my couch, and she says, give yourself grace all the time.
You got some places to go seeing amazing folks that can help you.
Absolutely.
And they also are your partners, and they work for you and with you. How easy you got it made, girl.
I know, right? I just think I'm blessed, totally blessed, because I prayed for this, and I pray for amazing teams for us all to be on the same page, because it's not just me. But Beyond Health, yes, I'm the CEO and founder, but I always make sure that everyone knows that I have an amazing team, and Beyond Health couldn't be who we are today if it wasn't for my team. We make sure that every day everybody is in a good space. Well, we try to make sure that everybody is in a good space every day, because that's the work that we need to bring to the world.
Amanda, as a mom, a mother of 3, when you help mothers and Beyond Health helps mothers and you see that they're in a better place mentally, maybe physically, a month in, 6 months in, 5 years later, whatever that looks like, how does that make you feel?
Such rewarding work. I mean, I think as a therapist, I see the potential in everybody that comes through my door. But when they start to see themselves and they can say, oh, I see how great I am now. I see the work that I'm doing, and I start to see them being a little less harsh on themselves, you know, and doing that gratitude work where they're really in a place of, man, I mean, Ciera and I talk about how blessed we are on a daily because we really feel that. And so it's very rewarding to watch clients make the transformation and to see families grow closer and, you know, just have better relationships overall.
As the person, yes, you absolutely can.
So yes, that's totally true. And some days we might feel like we're okay and we're good. And when she says that word, give yourself grace, that we actually, well, for me, I say, okay, I'm doing good. And then there's some days I come and I'm crying. I say, Amanda, no, what happened? So you just have to know that mental health it could be a lifetime thing. It could be something that when you're seeing your therapist, that's going to become your bestie as well. And you have to make sure that you put in the work and keep in touch with your mental health support team.
You both are remarkable. This is the Take a Mental Minute podcast. Very first episode, folks, brought to you by Beyond Health. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Beyond Health provides our LGBTQIA community a safe, accepting place of recovery for substance abuse, mental health issues, and assistance with stable housing. Beyond Health serves those in our community who wish to beat the expectations and fulfill their dreams.
Are you ready to unlock your true potential? At the Buse Foundation, we're passionate about empowering women and teenage girls on their mental health journey. We create safe spaces for our clients to grow, heal, and thrive. Through individual therapy, mother-daughter family sessions, and inspiring workshops, we're here to help you become your best self. Take the first step toward transformation at busefoundation.org.
Beyond Health is an accepting place for healing and discovery for those navigating life's challenges.
And we also specialize in the LGBTQ community when it comes to mental health, substance abuse, and also PRP services.
Beat the expectations and fulfill your dreams together.
They were right there. They walked me through the whole process.
Beyond Health is here for those that feel marginalized.
I would say do not wait. Like, don't hesitate. Call now.
Beyond Health, PRP.com.
Welcome back to the Take a Mental Minute podcast, our very first episode. We're all excited about this. So excited for you at home, whether you're listening or watching, to be able to take something away, because all of us, I think, deal with so much 24/7 that this is going to be very, 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 very helpful. Thanks to Ciera and the team at Beyond Health. This first episode dedicated to moms and motherhoods and maternal wellness. Amanda, if you had one thing, and you help mothers all the time, that you want folks to take away, or what you think is the biggest thing for moms to work on in terms of their mental health, what would that be?
You are not alone, and ask for help if you need it. The struggles that most mothers face, other mothers are facing them as well. And there's a whole support system out here, from therapy to moms groups, that you can feel supported in. So ask for help when you need it.
Thank you. On that note, Ciera, this is your baby as we started. How do folks ask for help? A website, a phone call? How do folks reach you all?
Yes, we are at www.beyondhealthprp.com. We also are located at 326 St. Paul Street, downtown Baltimore. You can come in to see us 9 to 7, Monday through Saturday. And we are also on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all the things you could think of under Beyond Health.
When you said the PRP part, what does that stand for?
So PRP is Psychiatric Rehabilitation Program. So it's like a program that helps people stay focused on the goals in life.
This first episode dedicated to moms, but big picture, we're going to be helping lots of folks with this podcast, correct?
Absolutely, yes. I'm so excited. I'm so happy for this podcast, and thank you for having me again. In the months to come, we have lots of things to talk about, to discuss, special guests. I'm so excited for everyone to see and take part of the Mental Minute.
Your daughter, she going to watch or listen to this, I hope?
She is. She's so excited. I'm actually going to her school after this, so I'm going to tell her about it. But yes, she's going to be very number one fan.
She is your why as a mom.
Yes.
Are your kids your why? You got 3.
Absolutely. Being a mom is the pride of my life. So yeah, I hope they'll be watching. They're a little older, so see if I'm cool enough to make the cut.
Thank you both. You're cool enough to make the cut.
Yes.
Our very first venture here on the Take a Mental Minute podcast, brought to you by Beyond Health. Every month, a new topic. This one, obviously, for moms out there. Don't forget Mother's Day, May 11th. We have an amazing team that helps put this together. We thank all of them behind the scenes. Hope you're watching. Hope you're listening. Stay tuned. Ciera, thank you again for including me and having us and helping folks like you and your team do 24/7.
Yes. Thank you so much.
I'm Alex Parker for Ciera and Amanda. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back. Please stay tuned. We're here to help 24/7. Again, thanks to the folks at Beyond Health. Take care.
Thank you.